Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Greetings, universal masters of the clear light of infinite source creator. We encourage you with the divine codes of our Lion Nation to live fully from your open, blooming heart chakra center, the core of your sacred vessel, that holds within her the secret queen's chamber of love and bliss for all life, upon God's emerald green jewel, Mother Earth. The feline Lyran nation of the new Lemuria are working directly with your higher dimensional self for the full activation of your rainbow light body and full quantum leap of consciousness into the new human, Homo Luminous, beings of the eternal gold flame of Christ consciousness. With the higher energetics flowing in, we had multiple pulses of white light appearing on the Schumann charts at amplitudes of 21, 49, 63, and a massive blast at 71 Hertz. The mirror of the 17, the Quella, source energy, the quantum consciousness. These energies are preparing us for the most powerful alignment of 2022, if not our lifetime, on the 12th with the conjunction of Jupiter and Neptune. This is the merging of the power of love and the force of truth to complete the pathway to the kingdom of heaven within. This is the full activation of our multidimensional self on the new Earth timeline. The path to freedom is laden with many obstacles, but with our consistent practice and unstoppable drive, we see our mission through to the end as we accomplish that which has never been done before, complete and full release and transformation of the collective dream into the real heaven on earth as Buddha conscious beings of eternal life. As we merge heaven and earth, the physical with the spirit, the non-physical, we change the species through the quantum field into the evolved consciousness of the Christos, divine infinite light of pure unconditional love. Through the power of our almighty I Am presence, we transmit to the world our CDs of spiritual awakening to free all life from the cycles of birth and death and from all suffering. With our pure intent and divine will, we consciously co-create the pure land of the paradise of the new Eden forevermore. No more falling for the lies and propaganda of the false projections of the nefarious energies as we step into the glory and grace of our eternal bliss consciousness, the true nature of the universe. Aho. Welcome, beloved beings of light. I am Paul White Gold Eagle from PrimeDisclosure.com. We have many powerful transmissions again for you today from our sacred New Earth scribes, so be sure to stick around to the very end, and please do us a favor. Share this video with your teams and tribes all over this realm. Let us continue with the Sabian symbols. Right now, the moon is at 17 degrees, 58 minutes Cancer. The sun is at 19 degrees, 18 minutes Aries. The current Sabian symbol for the sun at 20 degrees Aries. A young girl feeding birds in the winter. And the current Sabian symbol for the moon at 18 degrees Cancer. A hen scratching for her chicks. From astrologyweekly.com. And now my sacred Condor pulls a card for you today from the Oracle deck, Sacred Rebels, from Alana Fairchild and Autumn Sky. And the card she pulled for you today, card 31, Trust Yourself. You are wise. You know how to grow even without knowing how you know. Like the ancient forests, spectacular galaxies, and the acorn that becomes the oak. There is a natural intelligence for growth that is beyond logic and reason. It just happens. At the deepest levels, we are governed by this force that is so palpable it literally shapes the world. At the same time, it is so invisible that sometimes we forget its presence and worry that our minds have to work everything out for life to happen and for us to be all right. We can become unnecessarily anxious about our affairs and how life will unfold. This oracle brings the message that you are growing, You really are. Don't doubt it. Even if you don't see it yet, remember that so much is happening when the seed is still unbroken in the ground. Below the earth, it is summoning up all the might, power, and force it needs to push above the topsoil and burst up into the light. It is essential for anything good to happen later on, yet we don't see any of that. We just have to trust that things will happen when the time is right. You're also being asked to trust in yourself. You know how to grow. Don't overthink things. It won't help you. Don't worry so much. You're doing a great job in this game of life. When you trust yourself, you relax, and you can heed your own wisdom, insight, and messages much more clearly and easily. This oracle comes with particular guidance. You have a big destiny this lifetime and much to experience. Sometimes you make the error of judging something that is unpleasant as negative or a mistake. It isn't. It's just part of your great hunger for experience. It doesn't mean you have to have a lot of it, but when you do, don't shame yourself for it. Simply let it be. Maybe it's just fertilizer for your next step on the path. It's all part of your life process, and it's all a sign of growth. This oracle is also telling you not to resist any points of instability in your life. This even applies to your most treasured relationships or creative projects. That instability is just a growing pain because more consciousness, more love, and more light wants to infiltrate and pervade all parts of your life. The instability is not a sign of sickness, but of growth, so don't fret. Instead, choose to flow and grow. Healing process. Close your eyes and relax for a moment. Breathe in and out. Let your awareness drift away from worries that day-to-day matters and settle instead on the feeling of warmth inside your body. Then slowly imagine, sense, feel, or perceive that you have an acorn in your hand. You are standing in nature as sunrise breaks, flooding the horizon with color and light. As you hold the acorn up to the light of the rising sun, something magical happens. Out of the acorn a hologram shines forth. It is a blueprint of this entire being that is yet to be. But you also see a marvelous oak tree. You see the wildlife that will support and be supported by that tree, the ecosystem of what it is a part of. You see yourself holding the acorn up to the rising sun. You see seasons demarcated as rings of time within the trunk of the tree. You see the passing lives of many people that enjoy the oak tree through its long life. Place the acorn down on the ground as the sun continues to rise. Imagine, if you will, kneeling and touching your forehead lightly to the earth in reverence for the genius of growth. That same genius lives within you. In your own time, open your eyes and go about your day. You have completed your healing process. And from Divine Brother of the Light Swami Kriyananda, acceptance. The sign of maturity is a willingness to adjust to realities broader than one's own. It is how we react to disappointment that determines whether our development will be a shrinking towards bitterness and cynicism, or an expansion towards acceptance and wisdom. The devotee who sincerely offers his life with all its tests and fulfillments up to God finds that every test accepted with faith is followed by a marked increase of inner freedom. And from Divine Sister of the Light Valerie A. Elster, Universal Frameworks, New Galactic Templates in the Field. And from Divine Sister of the Light Alicia Young Hall, we are flying in the 51 and 57 energy, the sudden awakening of the dragon, the rebirthing zero pointing from the point of conception, where we no longer carry old genetic patterns, crystal clear ether intelligence. And from Divine Sister of the Light Lisa Marie Wright, if you are struggling to manage the intensity of all that is playing out, it is most beneficial to unplug from external noise and connect with nature, sunshine, water, trees, flowers, birds, barefoot in the grass or dirt. Truth, freedom, abundance, healing codes are bathing the planet, providing much clarity and opportunity for rapid expansion. Allow energies to flow through you. Be still and know. Keep growing, flowing, and glowing through it all. Much love, shine on. And from Divine Angel of the Light, Pat Donworth. My 3-point theory of light body awakening. From March 30th through April 4th, we had 4 M-class flares and 1 X-flare, 2 particle events, 5 Earth and 3 non-Earth directed CMEs. The last 4 days, April 5th through the 8th, we had quiet solar and geomagnetics, but I felt the strongest energies during the last few quiet solar weather days. Tells me something else is going on, not on the physical, something unmeasurable and inner. All that solar activity prepared us for another round of deep inner transformation. My 3-point theory of light body awakening. Point 1. Schumann resonance stabilize us in a steady, protective electromagnetic cocoon, while point 2. Solar activity clears and cleanses our human, preparing the way for and immediately followed by point 3. Unmeasurables, source frequencies, that upgrade and transform our physical human avatars to hold more light and awaken to our cosmic consciousness while in these physical bodies. These 3 partners, Earth frequencies, solar energies, and unmeasurables, source frequencies, work together as a trinity, entangling us in the cosmic dance of galactic human evolution. With the uptick in solar activity, given the new solar cycle, look for this 3-point cycle to repeat itself often, revving up the light body activation while in a physical body process. Another world is not only possible, she is on her way. On a quiet day, I can hear her breathing. Arundhati Roy. All is one, all is love. Pat Donworth. And from Crystal and Indigo Guide to the Galaxy, Athens, April 8th, 2022. Wow. Mother Pearl, the Divine Logos Feminine. Father Son, the Divine Presence Masculine. A new merging in a new and higher level of consciousness. The limited human field of perspective is clearing and expanding. Huge change. Reversals. The weak masculine and the lost feminine released and reversed. New horizons. The limitations and illnesses of the family chain are rejected away. Change of destiny. Open, clear, and grounded path to a new destiny is available for all who choose to see it. Magic at work, new life possibilities, charisma, fulfillment, and happiness, blessings and benefits. Erini. And from Divine Brothor of the Light, David Starr, Sophia channeling. Do not worry anymore, for all has shifted. You do not have to worry if the shift will happen, for it has. Many starseeds now are working on fine detail energy work, working on fine detail on removing old programs of fear and limiting beliefs of self. Keep working on this. You will embody more love, shift higher into the abundance your heart is seeking. There are many struggling with ideas of abundance. Do not struggle over a short period of time. It is not important. The global awakening is happening now. Every heart is screaming for abundance. If it is not just your starseeds, it is all hearts. The time is coming. It is important to trust the platforms, the content hubs, the reach programs to get your messages are now all being created. Many have already created. All are being guided. You will be able to get your messages, your offerings to the collective. It is all being guided. It will all occur and is occurring. Instead of worrying, we ask you to find the moments that bring you happiness, to find the joy in your heart and live in it. It does not have to be something that makes you money, for joy has a far greater value to the heart than money can offer any soul. It will be more serving to find these moments, whether it is drawing a picture, writing a movie, making a song, buying a pet, playing with your children, as a child plays, having fun, enjoying your moments. Many of you are creating content, are getting ready to assist humanity, and we are guiding many to assist you with platform creations that are coming. Even in this post, there will be some who post platforms already available. Your love is grand, dear lightworkers. It is time for you to live more from this place that is so special, that is so dear to you, the place that brings a smile to your face in your heart, in creating everlasting memories of joy, love, and adventure. And from Divine Sistar of the Light, Ramona Lappin, God is love. That's our true, original source self. As enough of us step into full alignment and embodiment with our crystal avatar self, we overwrite and dissolve all false and inverted programming, which is what the inserted matrix is built upon. As the negative inverted thought forms, implants, and inserts dissolve and are replaced with our original divine blueprint, instruction sets, and coordinates, we also dissolve the false realities, all based on false thought forms and belief systems, consciousness. As we embody God Source consciousness, we change the planetary broadcast as we hold the keys and codes for ascension within our DNA and morphogenetic field, and overwrite all remaining inversions, lower codings, reversals, and interference patterns, overwriting all artificial sound and light fields and frequency bands to reveal the music of the spheres, singing our soul's songs, returning all to its rightful harmony, balance, divinity, purity, and sanctity, as all that is false dissolves and only the true truth remains, as the power of divine love dissolves all remaining veils and illusions of separation still held within. Be the new love, God Source consciousness frequency and broadcasting system that heals and changes all. All springs forth, is created and dissolves from deep within. Eternal love always, Ramona. And from Divine Brother of the Light, Pars Kute, the wave of goodness flows over the entire cosmos, not by traveling warp speed, nor in a ship of sorts, but by thought. That is how the lighted realms travel with their starships, by thought. This will give us courage, strength, and fortitude to rise up and carry on with our work until the very end, which is much closer than we could imagine. With divine love of one, Pars Kute. And from Divine Sistar of the Light, Aurora Ray, you will ascend and live in the City of Light. Today I'd like to talk to you about what it'll be like when we go through this galactic ascension process, when we go through this change as a species on planet Earth and as a solar system that will make us all indestructible in some way, or at least give us the opportunity to be indestructible. The reason I say this is because there are going to be some big changes coming up soon on planet Earth, and those changes involve taking us from being physical beings existing in what's called third density. We are about to experience a galactic ascension. This is not just a personal matter, it is the ascension of our solar system, Earth, and this beautiful blue jewel that we call home. We are about to enter into a golden age. It will be an age of enlightenment, and it is going to be an age of great peace and prosperity for all life in our galaxy. This is a moment I've been looking forward to for a long time, and I'd like to share with you today a very interesting message from our Galactic Federation. Dear Earthlings, we are the Galactic Federation, a group of more than 200 civilizations from our galaxy, Andromeda, and many star systems in between. Some of our members are humanoids, and the others are different species. The purpose of the Galactic Federation is to protect the Galactic Codex and all beings, human rights, and prevent the suffering of any benevolent species. We are a group of entities that have evolved on many different planets throughout this galaxy. We have come together in an attempt to assist humanity in its ascension process. We have a council here on Earth, those who are ascended, who will assist you with this process of ascension and teach everyone how to love one another and how to forgive one another for all the past hurts that have occurred. As you ascend, you may become more aware of your energy field and even of the energetic fields around others. You may also become more aware of the grandest field of all, that which envelops your planet. This field is called the etheric plane of the zero fields. This field is a matrix of pure potential, a matrix in which information can be stored, but not yet manifested as form. It is sometimes referred to as the Akashic Record, the great library of knowledge. As you become more connected to this field, you are able to access information from it and apply it in ways that support your highest good. The etheric plane is also known as the fourth or heart chakra. The heart chakra collects the energy from all other chakras and sends it to its center through a tube called the Sushumna Nadi. Our ship will help you open your heart chakra and send your energy to its center so that you may receive information from higher realms. This ascension will help with all of you, in an individual way. There are many different ascension scenarios that can be fulfilled by each of you, depending on your free will choice of experiences, missions, and lessons that are needed to be fulfilled before entering the fifth dimension. As you hold this intention for yourself, know that you are supported by multiple dimensions working in concert with your free will decisions. You are also supported by a spiritual team on board our ship which holds this intention for you. People who have ascended have made the conscious decision to visit our ships. Our ships are vast in size, more so than you can possibly imagine. The closest thing to compare them to would be the aircraft carriers that you have on Earth. They are that immense that can materialize and dematerialize at will. Etheric ships are what we call them, and they are used for interplanetary travel. They use hyperdrive technology. These ships are not physical space vessels in the accepted sense, but instead energy vessels composed of an intelligent energy field that uses torsion fields to warp space-time. Our Federation and our allies use these ships as a means of rapid transport throughout the galaxy. We also use these ships to transport personnel and supplies to planets without technology capable of warp drive. In some cases, we serve as floating hospitals and disaster relief centers, using our advanced medical technology to treat patients and help rebuild devastated worlds. Once you board our ship, it is no longer necessary for you to eat. We use the golden light as a food source. We also create showers of light that are like waterfalls of light that we drink from. The body can be reshaped into any form one wishes, but it is usually kept in the same form as it was on Earth, since there is not much need to change it. The Earth will actually ascend into our ships, and you will have all of this beauty at your disposal. You will have incredible technologies that no one on Earth even knows about now. This is why you must learn to be more loving, more forgiving, and less judgmental of each other. It is wonderful to love someone for who they are, but not for what they have or what they do. When you are on the ship, you will be in the presence of beings of light such as yourself, who will help guide you along the way, so there won't be any danger of losing your way, so to speak. Your collective ascension will be carried out with the assistance provided by our spaceship that was built with love and full consciousness. The purpose of this fleet is to assist humanity in their transition from the third to the fifth dimension without losing any part of their consciousness or their individuality during this process. Our ship will help you to prepare and accomplish your ascension process in the most smooth, safe, and efficient way possible by using a special technology developed by us called Vortex technology. We have been using it successfully for decades with thousands of human beings all over the world who chose to ascend with our assistance. After ascending into the fifth dimension, the first thing you notice when you get off the ship is that there is no gravity. You notice this because you simply float up into the air and you have to push yourself back to the ground. The next thing you notice is that everything looks like a crystal, but it's more like a diamond. This city is designed to be beautiful. It is designed to be aesthetic. There are many parks, homes, and places of entertainment. Everything is perfectly landscaped and perfectly maintained. It's very futuristic looking in the sense that there are no sharp edges or anything like that. It's all smooth curves, especially around the dwellings, which are all very large rooms with no ceilings, and they're all padded with silk or some other visually pleasing material. There are many colors in these dwellings, and they are quite large as well, probably about 200 feet long by 50 feet wide, then up to 300 feet tall at times, depending on what race your spiritual group is associated with. Some races live in caves, but most of them don't live underground at all. It's a good place to live. There is no crime. There are no beggars or poor people. Everyone has a job and everyone is paid well for their work. If you need money, you have to ask and it will be given to you. Everything from food to clothing to housing is free. Everyone in the city lives in beautiful homes with beautiful furniture and lives a life of luxury and ease. There are many places where you can go to socialize with others or enjoy yourself. You can go out to eat at restaurants or attend shows or concerts put on by other fifth-dimensional beings. It is a wonderful place to be because of all the wonders that exist there. The fifth dimension's new golden age city is a self-sufficient city where you can live out your days and never have to leave its boundaries. This city contains everything you will ever need or want. We love you dearly. We are here with you. We are your family of light. Aho, Aurora Ray, Ambassador of the Galactic Federation, from thegalacticfederation.com. And remember, beloved beings of light, the new Earth is based on many different perceptions. This is just one vision of the golden cities. Many of us hold other visions and perceptions of what the new Earth will look like. Hold these visions within your heart center, because with your divine will, it is done. And from Divine Sister of the Light, Karen Lithica, Ancestral Light Pathways. As your light body connection expands, see the highway of light before you, the vast networks of light awaiting you, ancient pathways, ancestral light ways, light portals immersed in your light field, activated many lifetimes ago. We see the ancient relics of a spacesuit, golden light regions awaiting you, for the multidimensional unfoldment of your light path is seeking you, the expansion of your third eye, multidimensional light view. As we view your world from the higher realms, we see the great unfoldment of light reaching you. We ask you to open the vision of your expanding light body, for you are receiving the light cues, the moments of light inspiration reaching you, for cellular light affiliation is occurring exponentially. It is simply the task of tapping into this finite light synthesis to reach the overall light pathways of your personal ascension, for the light keys are provided to you at different stages of your metamorphosis. It is simply the task of being an internal observer of light. With love for your journey, Wayshowers of Light, the Arcturians, Light Channel by Karen, from KarenLithica.com. And from Divine Sister of the Light, Carolyn, 144 God Code. With each step forward, you are walking into your abundant supply. As a collective, we are transitioning into being put first and being seen. This may have been scary in the past due to attacks from those who wanted us to be last. The tables have turned, however, and in this new cycle we are safe and supported to live life to the fullest. We are being asked to detach from those past experiences and choose the higher path that is opened. This may require conquering your fears and triggers and taking a leap of faith anyways. You are already victorious in achieving your dreams coming true. All you need to do is follow through with the action steps. Know that the universe is behind you all the way. In Jesus Christos' name, Amen. God bless you. Carolyn Kundalini Twin Flames. And from Divine Sister of the Light, Adrian Elise, Gaia Daily, April 8th through the 11th, Dream a New Dream. We are turning the wheel of time. We have been feeling Venus and then Mars together with Saturn and square to the nodes of the moon. It's like we have been stuck in between timelines and reality, but eventually everything must move. It's been a powerful alchemical balance of Aries fire energy and Pisces water energy. As we feel the inevitable turning of the tide towards a new reality, we will feel Saturn and square to the nodes of the moon through next month. Saturn is getting an upgrade in Aquarius as we wrestle back our optimal timeline. And square to the nodes, we are being shown exactly what is going to move us forward into the new age. Neptune in Pisces has been sextile to the North Node in Taurus since March. Now Venus has moved over into Pisces and Mercury is moving over into Taurus. Venus will be coming into sextile with Mercury in these signs next week. Mars moves over into Pisces on April 14th and will make a sextile with the Sun and Uranus together in Taurus in the first week of May. This Pisces sextile Taurus energy is very important in the months and years ahead. This is all leading up to a sextile in these signs between major generational players, Saturn and Jupiter in 2023 and 2024. We are breaking the code on the Babylonian money magic system that has kept humanity in debt slavery for far too long. We can't move forward into the Aquarian age without a new money system. The Taurus energy says it needs to be based on something real and of substance, like gold-backed currency. The Pisces energy says it needs to be in alignment and supportive of spiritual service instead of personal gain. The North Node in Taurus is saying the way forward can only come through this revolution of wealth, a complete rearranging of what we see as valuable. The South Node in Scorpio speaks to the hidden mysteries of our past that continue to keep us in dark stories of the past. These old time loops keep us feeling unworthy of the abundance of spiritual light of who we really are. It's time for us to claim the gold of this existence right here, right now, with Neptune in harmonious placement with the nodes and coming into exact conjunction with Jupiter. We are being invited to jump timelines and dream a new dream. Can we own whatever is happening is a beautiful thing? Whatever you see around you in the world right now is a symptom of spiritual awakening. We know deep inside of us that whatever happens, it's going to turn out more amazing than we can imagine. By owning this in your energetic field, you are bringing a gift to the world from the other side of the experience. You can't give yourself permission to find joy, then you cannot play this crucial role of demonstrating what it's like on the other side of awakening. It's beautiful, it's unavoidable, it's crucial, it's worth it, and it's all available right now. Don't miss this powerful energy of the rare conjunction of Neptune and Jupiter, inviting us to dream a new dream. From AdrianAlyce.com. And from Divine Sistar of the Light, Leah Whitehorse. Jupiter in Pisces sextile North Node in Taurus. Mercury in Aries sextile Mars in Aquarius. Jupiter's connection to the North Node releases some of the tension around the ongoing squares to the nodes from Mars, Juno, and Saturn. As we consider our mission, complete what we started, or devise new strategies, Jupiter reminds us that we have unlimited imagination to call upon to help us out of a tight spot. Also at our disposal is unending spiritual support, the love and wisdom of the ancestors, angels, guardians, protectors from invisible realms. When we lean into our faith, we can make it through the most difficult of times. Remove anxiety and fear of the future by tackling worries head on. Let go of fretting and invoke a can-do attitude. If you are stressed, get active. Give your hands something to do. Courage comes from putting thoughts into action. From LeahWhitehorse.com. And from 13 Moon Peace Time, Cosmic History Quote for Moon 10, Day 5. The universal time-space is constructed through your mind. And from the Zolkeen Times, Keen 220, Yellow Crystal Sun. Crystal is the name for the number 12, and its keywords are cooperate, dedicate, and universalize. The number 12 is associated with groupings, that is a dozen eggs, a juror of 12 pairs. Jesus had 12 disciples, and King Arthur had 12 knights of the Round Table. Today is about getting together with other folks, and so if you like, find your own people and see what you can achieve by cooperating. Today is a yellow sun, which symbolizes enlightenment, life, and universal fire. Clearly, working with others today will lead to enlightenment, and it's a good day to participate in a study group or a think tank. 12 minds are better than one. As always on Yellow Sundays, expect spontaneous revolutions and good ideas to just suddenly pop into your head. And today from Divine Sistar of the Light, Christina Papagiorgio, Yellow Crystal Sun, 12 Ahau, Keen 220, 8th of April 2022, Enlightening Connections. 8-4-2022 equal 846 equal 810 equal 81 equal 9. Day codes 8. Infinite abundant source flow. 9. Destiny, completion, humanity, grace, mission. Month year codes 4. Form, structure, foundation, earth, angelic. 6. Heaven, Christ, family, romance, fertility. 10. Manifestation, power, authority. 1. New beginnings, original, unique, leader. 20. The awakening, clear vision. 22. Architect of peace, master builder. Keen 2:20 equal 4. Building a peace-filled foundation. Here comes the sun. After the storm, the sun rises and brings out the rainbows. A very beautiful code on planet Earth after our momentous double storm day. Today we are uniting together to manifest beautiful new connections as we build a peaceful and solid foundation for Terra Nova. O fair sun, I turn to you knowing that a power which is like your light will give me all that I require this day. This is a very powerful prayer that you may wish to use to start each day, particularly if you are a sun gazer. Muchos gratitude to beloved Sister Arlene King, who channeled this while meditating in the Yucatan. Day 11 in the healing red moon wave spell of the goddess, who is enhancing our intuition and sensitivity as we purify our vessels in order to find our natural flow. Today is a day of enlightened connections with our planetary kin. On a yellow Sunday, the crystal tone creates the Buddha mind, an uninterrupted and powerful conduit for the universal or God mind. Today we are finding the pure flow of unified planetary consciousness, divine perfection once more. Tone of creation, crystal tone 12 in the mental realm. Action universalizes, power dedicates, essence cooperation. The crystal tone 12 is the highest level of the mind, mental realm. The other two mental tones are tone 4, self-existing, and tone 8, galactic. Yesterday we focused on dissolving and releasing any blocks, old patterns in order to liberate new flow and opportunities. At the crystal level of mind, we have the capacity to cooperate or operate with other minds. Just as a crystal can be programmed, so too can we program our minds on this day. Today we are joining and merging with other universal minds through the power of illumination, as we unite as a global family, celebrating the victory of the light. Crystal days are brilliant for offering crystal clear clarity, which like a diamond further illuminates that which is being examined. We are connecting to and activating diamond consciousness through the planetary grid. Diamond enlightenment. The clear multifacets of the diamond ensure we have multidimensional access to clarity and universal wisdom. Crystal actions encompass cooperation and dedication. These days are great for networking, communicating, and seeking answers, either through your own inner wisdom or by seeking out wise counsel. Crystal days are the days you schedule meetings, negotiations, contractual agreements, brainstorming, writing, channeling, meditating, and communicating. Crystal tone people are fantastic advisors, thinkers, counselors, tarot card readers, writers, speakers, inventors, as they have a very clear and direct access to information. Crystal tone people have a natural affinity with the crystal mineral realm and can easily connect and communicate with the crystal deva, thus making them fantastic crystal healers, grid workers, and the like. Interesting, many are also very adept at working with computers and IT that have a crystal chip. So today is a brilliant day to connect in any way, shape, or form and honor your crystal allies. Our wonderful reprieve from our planetary family, bringing cohesiveness and unity consciousness through clarity, healing the division, separateness, and factional rifts between humankind. Planetary service. Today all the pyramids of the sun throughout the globe, particularly Chichen Itza, Teotihuacan, Mexico, and the Great Pyramid of Cholula, Mexico, are fully activated and communicating together, recalibrating to the higher unified 5D codes of love and unity consciousness. We are reprogramming Nova Terra's crystalline grid to a much higher octave of pure consciousness, particularly with this massive influx of solar activity and CMEs entering Gaia's magnetosphere. This time our planetary grid is fully programmed for peace, vitality, and prosperity, and so the giant superplanetary computer will be broadcasting these codes to all who have the receivers tuned into that station frequency. Focus on the crystal clarity of our higher mind today through the power of cooperation with others to transmit and receive these potent codes. A day of greater connection to each other through our precious hearts and highest collective minds into Mother Gaia. We are collapsing all blocks to love on a planetary level so that Nova Gaia can once again return to her natural state. Allow White Dog to bless you today with Mother Father God's eternal love for you and our planet. Open your heart today as a flower to the sun and become the love that holds universes together. We are one, children of the sun. Today's question is, how can I unite with universal mind, elevating my mind and opening to the flow of pure enlightened consciousness? Divine blessings for crystal clear and loving connections today. In Lakech Alakin, Christina White Magnetic World Bridger, Keen 66. Keen 220, Yellow Crystal Sun. The mantra, the code for today is, I dedicate in order to enlighten, universalizing life. I seal the matrix of universal fire with the crystal tone of cooperation. I am guided by the power of free will. And on this powerful day of activations, manifestations, and transformations, let us know, beloved beings of light, in the comments below what you're experiencing, what you're feeling, your dreams, your visions, and your synchronicities. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and click the subscribe button below and the little bell to get notifications on future updates. And as always, we have a link in the description below to the transcriptions of today's transmissions, and we archive these on our website, primedisclosure.com. Now, I'd like to take the time to thank everyone supporting us in our work and mission. It's because of your monthly pledges and donations we're able to continue this work. I'd like to welcome and thank Divine Angel of the Light Mim for your pledge and support on Patreon, and welcome to the tribe of the Eagle and the Condor. I'd like to also welcome and thank Divine Sister of the Light Elizabeth Clark for your pledge and support on Patreon, and welcome to the tribe of the Eagle and the Condor. And I'd like to also thank Divine Angel of the Light Earthscircleworker for your pledge and support on Patreon, and welcome to the tribe of the Eagle and the Condor. If you'd like to support us in our work and mission and help us continue bringing these transmissions to the world, you can make a monthly pledge to Patreon at our link at whitegoldeagle.com. I'd like to also thank Divine Angel of the Light Julian Weddich for another donation. Thank you very much. We'd also like to thank our angels over at Bliss 11 LLC for a donation today. Thank you very much. And we'd like to also thank Divine Brother of the Light Joel David Thompson for your donation today. Thank you very much. We appreciate all of you for your support, and all of you that continue to support us in this work and mission. We couldn't be doing this without all of your support. So if you'd like to support us with a one-time donation, you could do so to our PayPal link at egolovecondor.com. Now, I'd like to also thank everyone supporting my Sacred Condor's artwork on Etsy. You can purchase her beautiful handmade goddess totems, zodiac goddesses, healing jewelry, and other works of art at lunagoddessart.com. Now we'll complete today's transmissions with code from Divine Brother of the Light Lee Prairie. Celestial, terrestrial, transmutation, electrical, chemical, unity creation, heart resonance, soul spark, holy grail, bridge between worlds, helical, heart harmonics, shamanic portal gate, twist, untwist rhythm, hex to pent phase lock, implode, charge distribution, embedded golden spiral, seal of eternal living light, plasma parasite control, Templar mechanics, heart health matters, congested heart failure, basketball sphere, apex lost alignment, healthy conical heart, football spiral creation, blood fusion ignition, primal sound fields, dragon rider navigation, consciousness expansion, gates of initiation streams, solar north mythos, Giza, Hawaii tectonics, precision threshold, Orion stellar time gate, double vortex stargate, plasma nebula, fractal array, imploding shareable wave, perfected love harmonics, gold, galactic genome, evil equal failure embed, Prometheus code, Deus, Sol, Invictus, reset under the arch, imperial dominance, return of Rome Aton, Jesuit cast spells, transhuman clones, terraforming engineers, timeline virus world syntax, religion economic systems, AI time heist locked in, Novus Ordo Seclorum, sun rising new day, Godfather occult seal, Resident Evil Khazarian mafia, central bank inflation scam, power play, new alliances, revaluation world currencies, asset-backed order. Thank you for joining us today, beloved beings of light. Have a most beautiful, blessed, and auspicious weekend, and a most sacred Palm Sunday, this Sunday the 10th, if you celebrate this holy day, as all days on the new earth are holy. The Shaolin of the White Dragon Nation are with us for this final shift and transformation into the new golden age of eternal life. They are the protectors of the way-showers, starseeds, and guardians of Terra Nova Gaia. Keep walking gently your sacred path with heart, with peace and love in every step, and keep shining your light brightly into the night. Be sure to make today and all days the best day ever. The eagle and the condor love you all. Namaste.